Hello, good evening again, my fellow people. I have a secret to tell you. If this is the first time you're watching me, please pay attention, okay? I just finished talking to an immigration lawyer. And surprisingly, there's a plan, not just for Canada. There's a plan for the rest of the Western countries. UK is also opening their doors to fill the country. You know, there are a lot of things going on that you may not know. You see, America has been great all along for one reason. There are too many people, over 300 and something thousand million, 300 and something million people in America. Have you thought about the land space in America, of America? New York alone. Guys, let's do a certain man. I just found something out that I know you people will be very interested in. I want you to share the video, okay? I don't think people do know. So my fellow Africans, get yourselves ready. Listen to this one. Let's see population of US. I don't want to make a mistake, but let's look at the population of US. Today I'm going to fill you in something, okay? USA population. Yeah. 331 million people as of 2021. Right now, even our people alone, okay, right now is 339, so 340 million people in the United States of America. Do you know what Canada has? Canada has 38 million people in Canada. The plan for Canadians and UK is to pack. Do you know why just last year the US actually immigrants walked on foot and crossed the border to Canada? 70,000. Is it 70,000? I was with Choco Melonia and we went to this hotel where they were being housed. A whole hotels in Niagara Falls. So Canada actually accepted them. This was just last year. Was it early last year? Last year, I was with Choco when we visited those hotels where the immigrants were being housed. Today, as you and I speaking, the student visa that Canada is talking about is not going to stop right now. Ghana for Africa, we need Africa in this Africa road, Africa street, like the Chinatown we know in Canada. We need Ghana town in Canada. The government of Canada, and not just Canada, are planning on filling the country. When you go to US, US has what? Okay, so 300. Canada is not even 500 or we are 38 million. But do you want to know the land size of Canada? Population, Canada population. Canada population as of 2023. My sister, 38 million still. My sister, my brother, 38 million people. So Canada is looking, the program I spoke about today was a 5-year piloting program. 5 years. For the next 5 years, the New Brunswick and the government of New Brunswick and the federal government are going to pack people from international countries to come and work. 5 years piloting program. The plan is to fill the country like the US. You know, United States of America, under the ground, it is another world. And then when you come up the surface is another world. The country is packed. You saw me with people like the Hispanic community who cannot even speak one word of English or Spanish. You know that US is either 3 languages: English, Spanish, and French. When you get to Bronx, when you go to Bronx, Queens, Harlem, and all the French, Spanish is the second language in the United States of America. That is the only reason why Canada started a few years back, you know, just turning the whole country into a bilingual country. And the whole idea is to make Canada a great country, also like the United States of America. So for those of you who think the visa is going to stop, it's not going to stop right now. They are going to put a stop to it. It is not going to stop right now. The Canadian government is planning to pack the country with immigrants to do a lot of work. What are these work? They want to change the country's view. Also, they want to change the status of Canada. So if you are here in a country and you are thinking about going back, I'm telling you, the only sure banker is that your country, many people I spoke with, has a case of refugee, but they don't want to. I don't know why. They don't know. They're afraid. They think people are going to find out where they are and all those things. Then the first 40, your best and your safest safety net is the asylum. What is going on in Ghana, I know for sure. Nigerians, of course, are coming like a way, every way, claiming up because there's they made it an issue. But I don't know why Ghanaians want to sit on bomb, a time bomb. Good evening, Papa Kwejo. Good evening. Have you found the accommodation for me, Papa Kwejo? Me pacho me nkrofobia bedu Montreal omo pe baby ada hyehyehye mo amodan ne mo basement ntese basement me srew me see your living room ho clear the living room say nipa ba ko ntimi ntina wo say we need to be like the Indians say no ye nyina ye ba be tu agu dan nu wan hwa me kora me tu aba ho kwa papa odu ofie kakraka no make room for some people. So what you say? So my people who has, if you have an opportunity to come, please come. Because the country, UK is also the same way. UK is also planning the same thing. US, Americans are crossing the border. Not Americans, those refugees in America are crossing the border to Canada. Canada did not turn them back. Over 700, how many people? Thousands of people put up to a hotel. So you see, the reason why the Bank of Canada is not budging on the rate, you guys don't know. You see, some of us who has the head of Kevin Taylor, sometimes me with numbers, you have to see what is going on. Why the numbers are going killing, and why sometimes the number goes slow. You see, they want to turn some people into millionaires to handle those people coming. Canada is going to be packed. America is packed and nothing is happening. So in this country right now, if you have not grabbed the opportunity, for those of you who already lives in the country, you think the rate you are paying 6%, 5%, you are crying. Go to third world country, you are paying 47, 45% interest. You are paying 5% on your house and you are crying. So this is what the plan is. This is where in Sekuro whispering. That is the plan. That the government is going to pack the people, is going to expand. They are going to expand because Canada left a lot of living space, like I was talking about this morning. Canada left a lot of living space, like a space for, outdoors, those places. Also, for those of you who lives are so comfortable in Ontario houses, in government subsidy houses, those houses are now, the lands are being sold to investors, to private people. They are going to turn those houses into condominiums. Like I said, just if you have not traveled, if you live in Canada, it started some years ago when they started trying to, get rid of some people from a certain area like Jane and Finch. Let me tell you the fact. Jane and Finch, the traffic at Jane and Finch happened to be a certain people who cannot afford to buy Jane and Finch. So the plan was for them to say there's so much crime. Today, go to Jane and Finch. Koreans, Filipinos, Italians. Now, there's a new breed of chilies. A lot of Hispanic people from Greece buying houses at Jane and Finch. You know why? You know why they got rid of the black people? It was economic power to control who gets rich. People are not getting it. You see, people don't get it. Say, if Ghana had sense, if the government had sense in Ghana, this is what a government does. Make your people rich, empower them, equip them. For those with eyes can see. Those with eyes who can see, they are blind. They are blind. So they actually moved a certain people to Brampton. And then they sold those houses because they know, go to even Shepherd and Keel. Dominated by black people, but today go there and see. Go. They are now starting bit by, they target a certain area of the city and then they buy the land, and then by the time you realize they've changed the whole scenery and they are selling it, can you buy it? So you have no choice but to go into the small towns and the small cities, the small counties where you cannot turn your mortgage into a rich right up in the middle. The city is booming. You know that the RT, Jane and Finch, there will be a street RT, those big, a long car. The company that is building the track from Germany. These people saw the contingency plans, those 70, 80, 100-year plan put aside. They knew when they were going to execute those things. And they knew that people who owned houses in Jane and Finch were going to be rich. So they started with the whole project, Tavis Police and all those people, where some black people who didn't think, thought that Jane and Finch was a poor country, a poor area. But now you can't even get those bungalows to buy anymore. You cannot get bungalows to buy them. So the same way, if you guys don't watch things properly, you need to smell things before it arrives. You have a big nose like mine, you smell things from far. So Canada has planned for all these spaces. They are changing it into retro, where the condos are going to be sold. They realize that these works has to be done by a certain people. So it is a reshuffling of the country. The country is now building middle class, the low bottom, middle, and then the rich. Because what happened was that many people who has become rich has bought a certain areas. Now they need to now change the city where people actually step in to become a rich country, Canada, rich country. The money is there. Hey, I do have a big nose. It smells from very far. Papa Kojo, start buying the and yes, sir. Yet to home in China for no so bad to Tobium. We are there. So the whole Canadian population is going to rise up. The reason why many areas as what I'm mentioning, they now want to weed away. They want to change the scene. They want to change to retrofy, like, you see, because some of these people that lives in these areas, they cannot afford the houses. So they change in building condominiums that they know you are not going to be able to buy. So what do they have to do with you? Some of these people who did not see the riches smelling from far. This is what they are coming to do. You're now going to compete with the immigrants who are coming today. It's going to force you. It's going to now challenge you. Just like the Red Indians. I will call you back, my darling. Just like the indigenous people, when you go to Saskatchewan and New Brunswick and Nova Scotia and all those Burlingtons and Edmonton for no. Before, these people were there thinking that, oh, it is their country. They were not working until they saw the immigrants popping their noses and popping their heads. And now they started discriminating. Go back to your country. Go back to your... Which one go back to your country? You don't know your government has issued them as citizens. So in this, at this era right now, as we are speaking, this is the secret that people, my people, get on it right away. Get to some areas you feel it's a low income. It's now, I went to Montreal. I didn't even recognize the place I used to live. Papa Kweju. Am I lying? I went to the place where I used to live in Montreal. I couldn't even recognize the place. You know why? They just lifted some condominiums. Montreal is not a big city. They didn't have these tall buildings like Toronto. That's the difference. It's more like a French look. They didn't have that. It's an old city, Montreal. So, but now, you go to Montreal, what do you see? What do you see? VVZ, jouer ici. Monfa more the scene sun kahon. Monfa to more than see un sun kahon. Monfa kahon. VVC, jouer ici. Comment on t'appelle? Il y a quelque chose aussi qui dit downtown right now, eh? Downtown, when you step a foot in downtown, not even downtown Montreal, in all these Jantalon, you can't even recognize the place anymore. Why do you think the visa is now in abundance where people are just flooding the country? The plan is where America, you see the population of America, Canada is also planning on filling their country with more immigrants so they can also expand on the big... When you go to America, some of these structures... I went to is it uptown or downtown? Harlem, Honomono. Baby, Brooklyn Bridge. It's as if, say, angels came in the middle of the night and built the bridge. Brooklyn Bridge, and some of the houses, the condos you see there, when you are walking on the Brooklyn Bridge, now shut downtown New York City, it's as if say some angels arrived in the middle of the night and built those things. So the reason why they raised all of a sudden rate, inflation and all those things, because the world is changing. And it is about time you situate yourself within a certain place. And yes, sir, the new era, the new wind, you are now going to be a slave to the people who are coming. The Canadians were here and other people came and they became a slave because a Canadian is on the street or so about them or you're homeless. An immigrant is living in a big and a lavish house. How is it possible? They are going to now change the system. So someone like myself who smelt it from far, so I can also have what we call maybe a place that I can also, call a home and be proud of. You say Canadians love to be proud of Canada. Canada, Canada, Canada. So what does it mean to you who wants to come? Those who are here today. If you are in this country, don't goof off. Don't mess up your name. If you are in this country, the first thing you want to do is to maintain your good credit, your good name. If you are also planning on coming, the first thing you'll also like to do is to make sure you know where you are going to live. Let me tell you that in Ontario, where the Big Apple is, like in New York City, is for people who don't actually, when you go to New York City, you can see all sorts of people there. And then when you go to other parts of the state, you also see people who are indigenous, people who feel. So the big city are for immigrants. If you are an immigrant, go to the big city. That is the only place you can also find people like yourselves. That is the only place you can also fit in. When you go to a place where you don't fit in, you are not successful. You don't become successful. The success is going to happen here in Ontario or the big cities like Vancouver. So get to the big city and position yourself in a big city so you also can be part of the new wing that is coming up. And yes, sir, when the competition is going to be great. Me say, for those of you, and I was talking to the caretaker at our school, young guy. He was telling me, you know what? I don't want to do this. I want a job where I can work remotely and work and be able to go everywhere. A caretaking, proper school demo, you can't go anywhere with it. Yes, it's an experience. It looks good. You can also get the same job somewhere else. But if you go to New York with caretaking, the income is low. Teacher Nicola what New York does not make as much as what a teacher makes in Canada. A teacher, a school teacher. I have a lot of school teachers from New York. Jamaicans, many Jamaicans went to New York first. So there was a lot of, and the rate is there. Teachers in Canada makes way more than United States. And there are certain jobs, the only jobs that United States of US, it's all about technology. So if you are in a tech world, if you are in a financial institution, the finance, omo pesika, omo prahu, it's in niyama eya kesesem, machines, and a US for US, they love it. So if you are in a technology world, if you're an IT person where you develop something for a company or a platform, they always want to steal money. They always want to make themselves hidden behind some stuff. So US is a totally different thing. So if you go to US with a certain qualification, you don't make as much. The money is there. There are so many jobs. You create your own job. So it is a totally different thing. So he was telling me, say, he wants something, he wants to go to school. So I was telling him about this a program I made, which was one of the videos I made about some of the either a cyber security person or someone who handle. These are the things you need to start to think about. Ghana for emotion. The world is now changing. So if this is the time for you to move from Ghana, move right now. Because right now is the time America, UK, Canada, or anywhere in the Western world is looking to now fill the country with people, workers, that they want to make sure, so they want to match America. Canada, I know for sure, their plan is to match America. That is why everything America does, we do it better. So I say, in terms of security, Papa Kojo, keep in mind that these people, that is why they legalized marijuana. You see, that is another area Canada is looking to really flourish in that area. That I know. Someone na mekano. Someone say Canada is looking to expand in infrastructure, farming, making their own things. Inti mukube na kagana ho. Ya yebeye ye mkube wa. Whether it is modified or whatever, we will make them ourselves. They are looking the most leading country of food vitamin is Canada. Canada. There's so many things you need to know. If you position yourself well, for those of you who are coming as a student, make sure you maintain your status. Do not move. Make sure you come here. Make sure you follow the program very well. And yes, you mess up. They know that they are going to replace you. They can replace you. For those of you who are yet to be citizens, trying to be your own way, be careful, they can replace you. You are not yet a citizen. So you don't want to have a criminal record. You understand what I'm trying to say? So what you say? So what does that mean to those of you who are here as a student? Or if you come in with any other visa, menuya kodi edru. So for the first 45 1 month krenu di edru. Ubedu airport ho ekro na wo free so na nye di edru. Menima brantie bi a yede ne ko ahefie ye ko twa odwan moja egu ne so. Omusi so omu hu ne se oni be man agina ho kora na ahwe metwaniti. Menua wa bedu airport di edru. Onua na ochira de wo school den mu na MPP for tata. Wanya kwanya bi ko wura baby di edru. Menua na oya adwuma ewo Minister of Finance Department ho a wahu niama sama wo kra mu nyina wonam ho a waye tese bosom a wonam ho a tese utwa wo yam hihyew sa. The young journalists am wo Ghana. Africa is going to have its own turn. And if you don't leave, to empower yourself and to educate yourself and to go back powerfuler, Africa will not change. So for those of you who say, oh, the only people who can say Ghana are immigrants. You see, Canada is smart. America for them is smart too. They are very, very smart. They know say citizen biano. Ni timu ye ne de. They know say or this shieba utimu ode. It's unya juma. They know that. But I bet school mo ye juma o. Enkof omo bo adwuma no so dwai saa. Obi nye bi nye o. Obi anya bi obo ne so dwai. Omo nim ni pesu. So they know say they understand that as long as you're a citizen, you feel this is your country, and therefore you play with a certain things, and you feel it at your tip of your finger. So when you snap your finger, you can go and work. But guess what? So they use immigrants to build the country. So for those of you who think you can build your country, you can build your country with these leaders. Okay, Tinawe, you will die trying. So, but for those of you who are smell big nose like mine, you see that the only people who can build Ghana are you leaving the country and going back to Ghana as an immigrant. You know, I'm an immigrant to Ghana. I'm not a Ghanaian citizen. So I'm an immigrant. We, people like us, can fix Ghana if our heads are right. We have to go and look for other people, just like other countries are looking for workers. You see, very soon, Dubai is going to catch up all these Middle East countries. China has caught up to it. Korea has caught up to it, using immigrants and positioning their citizen in a better place. So we need you to make sure my life is okay. Okay, immigrant, you who wants to come here, you need to come here so I can also be rich if I am smart. And then you too. That is how life is. Life is a cycle. It is a cycle. They understand those things, you know. They understand. As I am talking to you, make sure that you make sure you connect with your Top Connect. Connect with your Top. Connect yourself with Top Connect. It is a download if you live in abroad anywhere. Send money anywhere. No fee, no charges. It is free for you, free of charge. To navigate, in fact, when you download it, it is so simple. Fill in the questionnaires and just upload yourself. It's so secure. You send your money, the money is going to the person, nobody else. So that is Top Connect to you. So these are some of the things that we need to bring to you guys so you'll be able to know where things are. I was looking for it on the App Store. Yes, please download it. Why? Alice Ejewa, download it. So my people, share the video as well and go to my YouTube and subscribe. Why? YouTube ono. So just go to my YouTube. It's the same name. Fahundie Hotspot Show. Subscribe it there. And many of these things, Facebook for Jimia. Almost say YouTube honey ye. Inti ye pasi ye sesamu nyina backdoor hon. Na che say eda nsuo betono. Na yetimi enya valanda so na ye jina. So go to my YouTube and also subscribe there for any rainy day. Somebody has here. Okay, thank you. So my people who are watching me, first of all, get yourself a visa, any other visa. Come for school, or you are coming to just spy. Aaron and what? Caleb, or who went and spied on the land that God gave to the Israelites, who went and spied. You can come and survey in Canada and see whether it is fit for your family. I don't see any other country. Of course, if you've been living in Ghana, you are in Canada, of course, unless you are Wudimaya. But until you can become a Wudimaya, Wudimaya went to China, and Wudimaya acquired his vision when he was in China. Yes, travel and see. When you travel and your head is right, you see so many things. So if you don't leave the country, as we are saying, how else can we fix the country Ghana, Africa, that we all know? It can't be fixed by you sitting poor like yourself. You can't do that. First of all, they don't respect, they don't regard, they don't value. So this is the time for you, to Top Connect your charge, connect yourself with Top Connect, and make sure that you are connected everywhere around the world. Top Connect. This is a little something. I'm going to be sitting with an immigration officer and make sure that, you see, there are so many immigrants in this country. He said, my dear, yesterday we brought about 50 people to the office to process their papers. Today, we just finished a couple of them. Tomorrow, we are going to this church to bring a couple. Today, I was passing by. They even gave them a very nice area. You know the Pentecost church, the one at Arrow Road and Shepherd. They are sitting, across the street. There's a big company there. Hey, my dear, you need to position yourself right in order for you to be part of this time. There's some wave. Something is coming. I told you I saw a vision that an international or some doors is opening up, and it is so steep. The door is so like a door that is open, but you can't see an end. You cannot see inside. It is an ever lasting. It is a huge door, and I can see that some of you who are debating, like some of the texts I received this morning, Madam, I'm coming. I don't know anybody. Can I call you? Oh, for me. Me di benku na bebre. Oh baby da. One also thing that I would like to say, if you are a student and your school starts January, pardon me? No, you can't. If your school starts in January, we are in September. First of all, let me just explain something to you. If you're a student, the only way you can work is you need to have a SIN number, social insurance number, if you want a good job. But if your school starts in January, how can you get a social insurance number? How can you start working with your work permit? Your work permit cannot, if you work before your school starts, first of all, when it's time for you to renew something, you've used your work permit without the school starting. Be very careful the conditions that is given to you. Okay? So don't come. Continue eating your banchi and your akpele and your banku until December. Make sure you contact the people you know in this country before you come. Accommodation. We are waiting for people like you to come and do the work also, because there's no more accommodation, there's no more room. So we want to build more houses and build more condos. Where are the workers? You haven't applied for your visa yet and you are telling me you are coming. Which one? So you need to apply for your visa. So if you know your school is not starting and you have no money, the Canadian government has given you a free a sponsorship for your school fees. That is the work permit that comes with your study permit. This is a free work permit. So your loved ones does not have to send you money. I know rich people who send their children. We go to church with some of the rich. They send their children to Canada. The children are working and going to school. So some of the money they don't even send. The children they have a very good job. They are working. So it is a free tuition. Free. But when you come before, or when you think you know too much, so you are going to choose your own time of doing things. So if you think your program is next year, January, what are you doing in the country right now? First of all, why? Gone are the days when there's something called under the table. They are no longer under the tables. Listen to me. You see, there are so much Canadian program when it comes to government. Employees likes to be part of that program. And for you to be the part of that program, you must have employers. So if they are paying you under the table, how are they going to prove they have employers? So the Canadian employees are now smarter. They want to take tax from you to show that they are employing people. And part of those program is how they get some freebies from the government. Remember when COVID started, employees who were doing under the table had nothing to show. So many people got some nice, good money, chunk of money, sponsorship from the government. And some of them are the companies that can now speed up a process called LMIA for foreigners. There are specific companies chosen by government to speed up the process for LMIA. The certificate which allow employees to hire a foreigner. There are specific companies who has proven themselves wealthy enough to bring a whole bunch of people from outside. So now in Canada, there's no more under the table. And also, people are making enough that they don't want to make too much. Canada for your J. People are making so much money that they don't want to use, or the paper, they will give you their paper and then you go debit. So things are not as before. Things Things are not. So when you come here early, or if you come and your plan is not to go to school, and you have problem. What problem? And the blessing that is on its way, you are not part of it. So the first thing is to follow the program, because Canada has a plan of filling the system. Assassin soon, only 38 million people. Ghana has what? 31 million. Canada has only, you guys have, Ghana is about only a shy, less than Canada. But assassin and what Canada no soon, as in Ghana bam. Guess why they did that? Before, no, Abrafuna are not greedy. They like to explore. They like to go and climb mountains. They like the rivers. There are places in Canada. Udu, why you will be shocked. Listen, the land is beautiful. There are some caves, some places are peaceful. Mountain that they deliberately did not develop those places because they love nature. Canada for one. But you see, the plan is changing. They are developing the ones in the town. So you can drive miles and all you see is nice trees, nice park. In Remuna Park, what is a park doing in Remu? What do they do with it? I don't know. So these places are now going to be building houses. Now, I see a lot of windmills when you're traveling. So they are developing so many things. Even now, in my school, you can no longer buy a plastic spoon. They are buying wooden spoons. Wooden spoons. So Canada is changing bit by bit. So the plan is to make it like America. Fill the people in. Yes, Canada, because there was a research done. Canada has a bigger living space. Heating, the cold, the heating capacity is high because the cold weather, and like, when you go to France, you go to UK, Canada, 9 or so. It is now changing. They left the space, the living space, so they can explore hikes. And you guys saw, baby, I am a conant, Renuno. Ewo kromo, so much rura, it is a say, this is what is happening. Where they left and built short houses, go and see there today. Condominiums all over the places. Now it's no longer, people don't like living in big houses anymore. So the houses, and what they say, in Fiamfia, some of the houses, and I wonder where they pass the furnitures through the balcony, through the back door, because some of the houses on the roadside, you see the entrance, a dino say, and on my I say town condo, townhouse, all those names. So you enter, climb a little floor, and then you go inside. What you do inside that? Either flat one or you climb another one. Then you go to your first floor, third floor. No, and just say they don't waste the land. They are not going to waste the land. So the place is growing. Go to Western Road and Lawrence and see. Western Road and Lawrence that we know, we all knew, was a jungle and all the like some people. You see, when you see, if you want to cheat a black man, put it in a book now you can. That is the food Jane and Finch. They food them. After the black people say, hey, hi, jungle, that shroom, and no more telling you about because the news say the plan. You see what hikes a rate of a house? What actually makes a house price jump up is the development around the area. So you can be living in a house and all of a sudden somebody decides to open a big park or some mall behind it and you live by the highway. That alone hikes up your price. Or a subway hikes up your price. So that's why downtown houses are expensive. Why? As soon as you come out, there's a store. there's a grocery store, there's a convenience store. There are so many things. Those things are cutting down your commute expenses. So it makes the rent more. There's a river there. There's a way. So what is happening in Jane and Finch was when they knew that the RT, the streetcar no was coming, and now Mashada, and I yet on a we for it, and we for money when you're money net order dada. Just to get some people out of the area so they can sell the land expensive. TMU. So because York University connected with subway. Jane and Finch now connected from Humber College all the way through. And then go and look at Vaughan. Go and see Vaughan. Now Vaughan subway, the Vaughan subway, Vaughan Mill subway was coming. Go and look at now Vaughan right now. The condominium, the lifestyle. The lifestyle. So for those of people, a sister of mine has a house at the Canada Wonderland, the house price today. Amano akoyi bi de akoto kondombo. Wakoyi house price ni. She went, took some money, bought a condominium for herself. So now she has a 2 houses. Now she has 2 houses. So, hello, Medofuba, is it Raphael Stevenson? Medofu, what's Medofu, no? So what I said. So now, the place is going to change. So if you are a student and you are coming here, there are no more accommodation. Ghana for especially Ghanaian community, especially, I beg, Ghana community, no more accommodation. You know why? So I spoke about it. So don't come in, but come knowing somebody. And when you are given this opportunity, oh my God, don't mess it up. Unless you want to go to the small towns. Baby, money or when you have settled, paper, you have a job that you can work from home. A brother of mine sold his condominium, bought another one, from to Niagara. Go and see his house now in Niagara because he can afford a bigger outside because his work grants him the opportunity to do so. So, remember, young home about some Canada, yam about some mrantism. Yam mrantism. We don't do mrantism or Canada. You can't. The system will expose you. So what I say. So there are certain places you can afford to live. But let's say you're a student. You say, I'm going to Peterborough. What is Peterborough? Abrofuma neguo. Abrofuma neguo. Baby, I may go school ya na making Windsor. Abrofun kola neguo wani kuranje. When I had this slave, that's where the slaves took the railway, no? Underground railway when the blacks were running from America. These are the small towns they came to settle and enslave, and when the one night no, I feel no more expand. It is a small town. Windsor is a small. So my son couldn't even get one job. My Canadian boy could not, more or less, you an immigrant. Windsor, what can you do in Windsor? Nothing. So there are certain town, unless you are Choco Millionaire. Choco Millionaire is the only millionaire that can settle anew in Niagara Falls, that small town there. Niagara Falls, only Choco Millionaire with the brilliant brain. Only Choco. But if you are not Choco, you are not Woody Maya, you are not Cheney Jonas, you are not Mavis. Hey, you and Lady Mayor, you can survive. Mama means so many family won't come be why. So many coming who be why. You can survive. So it is the big city you are going to survive in. But when the Ghanaians had the opportunity to buy houses, like this, I'm smelling this thing. My nose, big nose. People think the rate is high. Go start buying the houses too. I'm telling you. The rate is it is a trick. They are tricking you. They know people are coming. The government is now crying. Oh, we need to build houses. And we need to address the house crisis. House crisis. Ye betu dainegum. Ye betu egum. Omo muto be nyesika. Do you think it's going to flop? It's not going to flop. Omo nyesika boom no. Ena yaji kakrebi free omo ho. Ache. It's called stimulant program. It is called stimulate. Your stimulating system, no. So I say, omo munya sika mo to dan 200,000 no ma koton on 7. Or to dan no 500,000 over 2 and no na 1 point something. When ye ni sika, atoto dan nti ene wa bofam kakra usu. Usu. Ye be stimulating program na ma mensu ma benye sika ni bi wote ase. So don't cry. Hey, not the cry you. Ya shada ne ye mosa. Ya anya mosa immigrant. So now no, Canada is looking for people. They are looking for people to come. And the plan is to match America with the numbers. And they have the space to do so. So if you go outside a little bit, go and see the houses being built. If you go outside the city a little bit, but you will not survive in the city, in a small city. We call London, Ontario. Let's say you are in Barrie, Ontario. What is there? What car do you drive? You are a student. Which car are you coming to drive? Change your program to the big city. I'm telling you guys, may mama hint. Change your program no to the big city. Abrofuni too. Hey, there are people living in the big city. You don't know. Monte, it is recycle. Your recycle system no. So what you say? O change your program. Abrofuni omanyo musike we no omo ton omo dino. There are people selling their houses in the big city, moving to the small towns like Ottawa. If you go to Ottawa, no Krampone, you travel about 45 minutes. It's another city. So people who lived in Ottawa want a bigger space. They are now go to Ottawa. Go to Ottawa and see the area. You can travel to say in someone. Any adwejiri. You go, I went to a place in Ottawa. I was driving like somewhere between in Sawam and Adwejiri, and I could not see, They are building houses. Go to Whitby here. And I know baby I'm a conanti, the houses were sold. There was not even one unit left. They sold all of them. It was sold. The Indians have so much money that they buy them before. Do you know how many times people have tried before? What do you think? They haven't built it. When you go in this country, they will do a chaos. Let's say they've got the land. They settled on the land. The builder is going to go and settle on the land. And then there will be a chaos across from where they are going to build. The chaos will have a showroom. The model of the house. So listen to me. This is how houses are now bought in this country. So it's called pre-construction. So the builder will now go and build like a kiosk. And now the showrooms and show how many models, how many units they are coming to build. Now you go and choose your unit. Do you know how many times you go and put your name at one that hasn't been built yet? They call you back. Oh, madam, I'm so sorry. The places has been filled. You know who has bought them? They're giving them because they know how much the house is going to become. So in this country, do as a student, come knowing somebody. Come know Ottawa is me one day. That's where I'm gonna go and settle. Listen, come knowing somebody as a student. Start calling the people you know. They are not answering you, but if you know you have 2 months ahead of you, 3 months ahead of you, 5 months ahead of you, your program, don't come before your program because you're not gonna get anybody who's gonna help you. When we came and started the business, you are the same Ghanaians who did not support us. When your brother or sister came and brought many families who brought their own family, the families started fighting. Ghana for no. When we opened up the businesses where we thought Ghanaians would help, Ghanaians did not patronize it. So don't come and expect. Let me tell you the fact. Don't come and expect that Ghanaians it's not true. or think that somebody has the same 4x4, the 4-corner wall, you are going to catch us. We're right here. You go catch us. You come catch us here. The same like that. Because we tried. You didn't patronize. You are the same person. Don't tell me you are coming, you are different. This person is different. Close the door, please. What are you doing? I'm sorry. Hey, Asamu. So you are now coming. What better you said yetiano? Sa what you say? There's nothing freezy or frenzy or icing on a cake. We did not support ourselves. So we are not the Indian community. We are not the Japanese community. We are not the Jewish community. We are not. We don't have the place for you. Me can pepe ya chiro. Me can send the tea pepe. Me can pepe. Na me pen to pen. Na ye kwani ye tutu so. And no, you like you become natural. Just say, no body no, mu agree. Mu near chinye. And no kura my body not ten one say. And no kura my body name mother. So what you say? It is said the mundi monosana mobetu. Do you get me? So if you know that you're coming for school, my brother, my sister, mum start kaya bi nye wogana ho kosia banche. Kosia body uba mawata sonye kasiye. Bring your own money before you come to this country. Do you get me? And then when you come, at least get yourself a 2, 4, 5 month rent money, and then come in. By the time 4 months comes in, by the grace of God, you will get yourself a job. But be prepared. Because the Indian community who supported, they came in, their brother gave them their shop. They have banquet halls. They have car lot. They also have taxi. They have restaurants. They hire themselves. They have grocery stores. They hire themselves. They are paying them small money. They didn't go and tell the other brother, hey, oh, dada, oh, sisi wo, sisi wo, ama wen Jimmy, ama wen new brother na nsim. Hey, me dem can plain to pimp up. Yeah, that's all, yeah. They did not disappoint the brother or the community members who hired them. But you did. Your brother came and did it to us. Your sister came and did it to us. My restaurant will be left where people were not working. Don't let me start talking with the money I lost in that restaurant. So today, as you come here, I don't have the restaurant too, because some brother who was supposed to work for me did not work. They want big money, but the Chinaman came and worked for the sister, brother, and the small money where they give him. They take them like that until the restaurant, and now you go to the Chinese big grocery stores or China. They don't speak English because they are just brought. Beside my restaurant, there was a store, an immigration guy. You know that they fix up the place for people who, Korea, fix it up. They sleep in there. They sleep there. Because when I go in there early, sometimes I leave late. You can hear noises, and then you can hear, you've seen that they've modified, they built something upstairs inside the store where they are sleeping there. They speak their own language. Nobody is going to report anybody to another brother for another brother to pollute their mind that, oh, your sister is wicked, oh, hey, who's sister? You know, your son, wicked pollution. So you come here, you expect somebody to have an accommodation for you. Meanwhile, said the yetimu no sa pepe, and our babeto. So what I'm trying to say is that when you are coming as a student, if you have a visa, you are coming with, or if you come as a business person, you are coming to view the place. The brother who took you and gave you one room, hey, kissing the toes. I'm telling you the fact. And hey, brother, sister, Toronto dying. Toronto dying. And who not to say the Aduane abo ekura wa sorry dan mu no. Sana Toronto dan ne hot cake. And now yeah, hot cake. So those for those who are coming, I'm just giving you a gist. I find I'm making some connection outside the Ghanaian community to see get some of you people. Muni China ni nebatena. Yakodi China dan, yakodi Indian dan. And amamu. Say me kwa connect myself. New networking. Top connect was me be top connecting with top connect. No fees, me be connecting with the Indian. Say Ghana ni India betena. Upe uni omune betena. Oyima kresi. Do you see what I'm saying? People you give opportunity to will shit on you, and then they will go and tell the other sister and the other brother. That's a Ghanaian attitude, Africa attitude to you. So when you come in here, get yourself prepared. Munko dikaya. Someone tia say. So wo oluma bi a wo kissing ne tunde ene kissing sa 4 months. Fe kissing ne pa ye. Fifi niam e woni mu nyina. Fenum. Suck it out. Suck it. So tia say suck it out. No who say who suck it out. No who say who yini mu. Ya asemu. So what tia say hwe minka ntro me de yesre, but this is a reality. We the reality on the ground. E dan ho ayedin. Obi a mefre ni bi o si ye me. Eno na wo kan say. Me say me we bia ba obi afra me wa ha, obi afra me wa. Sister Madam Fikura de so hwe se in living room ho no onhu ha wa. Obe position ye ne so on frɛ 2 people be oni mo so omomra. O se guy be begging say on the ne balcony okro bere no so ntimi e ma ne na balcony sa. It is inhuman. Nigeria ni. Nigeria begging. Just say eniama aye change intimacy. Canada for beji mo. Ejuma e ba bebu, ejuma na e ba bebu no ebi ni heavy duty operators clay is it clay lifters and machines just say member ho adwuma street so school dem a ye prapra say enkofa ye ni ha me ka che say adehye manya adwuma nti abai mo ye one me ka say adwuma no adwuma we di onye oje $29 per 1 hour nso o complaining oso onye yes onye nso bebre nso agya adwuma in fact bebre agya adwuma. In fact many people are on stress leave. Many people are on stress leave. So the gate is open. Canada for security no. Omo say omo be fele ekuro no with human being. And those human being omo will say Canada for enwo. Canada ni wawo 2 1 2 1. Ye mei kro mabaha no. Aji omo enye we be baako no dinachi mienu no dinachi omo nwowo. Ma pankola ye omo ya sori han se mo wo omo se anti tena hwe onwo aye kofa obi aba e mawa na mo hwe manimu no mo wo ubedu kromu anso na nhunye obi anyem awo is not bad meti hey minyaya nka na ansam if I knew pa say owu asana nka me wo be 7 nso tere no krampo no na ye twema mentwe twitwi mu a. So what I'm trying to say is that get yourselves ready to come. Say visa no ko apply ye be ma o papers ni ye right. First no immigration for na yes or more reason for denial. They didn't have any reason for denial. Say no ojo nkwala nchichom fin ni nkwafo ni SHS certificate nso ye dinya university wa SHS certificate nso obi de nya university SHS somebody they get a university course ha with SHS certification obi de nya akwala kete 20 something just apply tonton nyama oton nyama keke nso wanya visa. How is it? Schools. Why? Because Canada want to pack the people with a lot of workers. And the only way to do that was to address it through the student visa area. No, any se wunya ejuma na me bisa no. Me for Ghana for it looks like school no, the technical school Ghana school ne di Ghana for abro. The Ghanaian Africa education did not do well when it comes to the things we should have done with our hands. You don't see ladies engineers. You don't see foremen. You don't see constructions. People with educate like a technical schools where they can just flood the system in this part of the world, because a Ghanaian will just go and learn it from Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, hairdresser, go and slave themselves, and then afterwards there's no paper. They are not institutions, but yet they know the job from in and out, but there are no paper on it. Some of Ukraine, Sri Lankans, or there was something that came up the other day. They were buying. They came here without qualification. So, if you know the work, and you can arrange with a school, and they can test you in this country, when you know it, they test you and credit you. So, if you know the work already, approach a school, you know the work, they can credit you and then allow you to maybe the theory, write an exam, because now you need to know the technical terms. So you can write an exam, you can study, and instead of 2 years, there should be an accelerated program in Ghana. There should be an accelerated program, because in this country, there is an accelerated program because people come with experience. And then so their courses are, instead of you going for 2 years, you do it in 8 months. Ghana fool. You do the courses in 8 months because it's an accelerated program. You know it. You are going in. It is a fast track course. So you finish it quicker. So that's what I'm trying to tell some Ghanaians. You know the job. I saw this thing on social media. The guy was standing on a wall, and the one painting, a painter. Do you know how much a painters make in the country? Do you know how much painters makes in this country? So the room that you can so be omu penipa, omu hiam. They need people, and it is you they are waiting for. Because to tell you the truth, and to tell you, Africans we are strong. We are strong. So some of these works, the work expanding Canada is all about infrastructure, building things, mighty things. They want to, and like I said, if your program is in some city, town, somewhere, village, somewhere where you don't fit in, and you are walking around your confidence level is low, come to the big city where your people are. Change your program. All you need to do, talk to the school you are at, get a Hamba or Seneca or all these programs I put down there, apply it, but do not mess up. Accelerated program, bra. So we are so stuck in business as usual. We need a crumb. They have it. They have it. It is so simple. You go instead of 2 years, 8 months. When TDSB was changing their system, before they used to have nurses at school. So they used to have a nurse who is working in a capacity of EA. EA is education assistant. They realized that changing the SK, the junior kindergarten used to be a half day. So when they started full day, they had to re-educate people all over again. So TDSB gave every EA an option. Either you quit the job or you go back to school. They gave them Hamba College, Seneca College, and other colleges gave accelerated because they are workers already. They know the job. So they put them into colleges. Go and get your certification. ECE certificate. So EA became ECE. EA is the same people working. So a lot of people who were, let's say, 40, 50 something, 60 something, almost to retire, took big money. I know a lady who received 40 something $1,000. They give them a sovereign pay. A sovereign pay is like some years calculated with your paycheck. If the job is cut, it is the employer who chop off the job, so they have to pay you, and they pay them. Those who don't feel they needed to go to school, so they took the accelerator programs and then came back as a new qualified ECE, early childhood educator. So they have early childhood educators in a place of EA. But then you see TDSB, and then, oh, yeah, we still need EAs for students who don't sit in classrooms. Okay, so it is so vital. It's needed in a system. It is not funny. We need them so much in a system. Someone tell me, say, Ajay, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, Onya Oshame, listen to me. If you know how to read and write and you finish SHS, do not put yourself, you don't need a college to apply for college here. You don't need that. All you need, you have your SHS certification. Yes. Get yourself into the system and apply for school. Canada government is giving you a free chance for education. Pay your own tuition with the work you are coming to acquire. Get yourself, as I was reading this resume, let me read this resume to you. A teacher, okay? If you were a teacher in Ghana, you see, summary. The summary, caring with strong communication. Summary, then skills, then experience. Experience continues, but it is not defined whether this person, let me just take this. It is not actually defined. Let me open up a teacher's way. Okay, so education should be highlighted as a teacher. Your education should be the first thing, because they want to, first of all, the employer, the most crucial and legal thing about teaching is the job, because it is about people. Everything that in this country, if you're going to look for a work with this resume in this country, my brother, and yeah, enough. So I'm going to call you, and we have to redo your resume. A brother sent me the resume, and the resume as a teacher, there are so many things I am missing from this resume. So as a teacher, as a nurse, as a doctor, your first thing, your education, they want to know whether you are qualified. Okay? So education should be all the way from the bottom to the top. So Ontario, first of all, are you certified? You are a certified teacher. A certified teacher in this country, certified. Then you list your education, school, and then your qualification. Qualification should be you are a certified teacher with considerable teaching. The length of years you've taught speaks a lot. So the qualification should be the things you are qualified to do. Do you have special education for SPECED children? Can you teach autistic children? So I say, do you have any special? You have gym, you have STEM. Do you have that? Do you have technology? Do you have those things? Do you have any special So I say, so experience in working with children in multicultural again. You see, with this person's experience skills, I would say this one would be experience. Build a strengthened positive relationship with students, parents, and teaching. That one should come in skill set. But qualification is totally different. What are you qualified to do? Your qualification must be first, bullet point. Okay? Solid knowledge of child development, of early acquisition of literacy and numeracy. Excellent ability and interest in teaching through role play. These are the skill sets you come. Differentiated subject. Are you, like, how do you manage a strong organization? Thank you. A strong organizational skills in formulating and keeping records and data. Number one. There are things that people sue schools for. So are you one of those, culturally sensitive? It's about being aware emotionally with the children. This teacher, brother, I'll call you one. Mefro. Because the resume and then certification. What are you certifying? We have so many things that is required from a person who works with people. I have my a CPR. Obi tofem sesi, and I know the CPR. I know my Sabrina laws. I know my first aid way. Almost the work of vulnerable sector, of course. Why your police reference check? All those things you are certified to do. Are you a lifeguard? Are you like those things? Are you a gym teacher? Are you a sport? Who a sport? So these things are what they need to know. I'm telling you, it is a must. It is a must. And then the other niakano. Now for the wabe listed baby are we here with Juma of experience and skills. Wabe na wabe listed. But the most we are a school. And so no modin kwala obima. And the parent takes a lot from schools, Community takes a lot from it, They don't want to give a child to someone who's a pedophile, someone who doesn't know how to deal with people, a culturally relevant issue. And I say, oh boy, who's a Ghana for no? In our, we overlook a certain things. So there's certain language you need to know. So there's so much things you can also get yourself. Unim dada. If you know this dada, there are certain courses in here. Unim bibi dada. Yeah, they don't waste your time. They don't waste your time. You understand what I'm trying to say? So there's a lot of things I'm gonna go through it one by one. In kakra minim se nkrofo behia. Nyame nhira mo nyina mo hweme. O say mom, it is true pa. In Ghana, I remember the time I went technical school. They will laugh me now. I am perfect electrical engineer in Ghana. They think that if you are a technical school is for people who don't have knowledge. Now they have regret that okay. So Mami, untimi ni omo presika ho. Teacher ni kura a technician untimi. A technician in this country, technician depending on what company, what teacher ni kurano, you don't come. So teacher ni make. The only thing is that a teacher by 3:30 you are done your day. So I say you are done your day. But obiti say plumber, untimi teacher ni enko pre. A plumber makes more, over $200,000 a year. A teacher makes what? $95,000, 110. That's all they can make. 110. That's it. Teacher, why Juma? Yes, we make you 110. We need truck driver. Base pay. But a plumber in this country, electrician, and all those people, they make more money. They make more money. And nobody is yelling at them. No parent is yelling at them like who are with the classroom. We a teacher, you have no right to. So if you can put up with those things, then yes. Nyamenshira mama for it is time to bed. It is almost 9 o'clock, and I think it is getting late. set. Or say, can I get a freelance data analyst? Oh, the remote job. Go on the internet. Remote job, go on the internet. I don't know whether a remote job can hire somebody. First of all, because it is a data analytic way, information and security as well as privacy is a kromwa or number one pet peeve. They will not just let somebody who they haven't met. I don't think so. I don't see any company giving their data, a data that is so protected for even crap the server now. The server, it will transmit from and to Ajuwo Kurumua. Ajuwa. And I'm not going to kid you. The only job you can get remotely are services you provide over the phone. Services you provide over the phone. Ejuma bi wo a unya cross border pe untimi kura log into their system. Ya wo juma bi a high profile data analysis analysis or what is the company? Maybe it's a Joe Blow company be they are fine. But you were juma bi wo a cross me juma me call US I may log into our baby I may checking for a dear bi keka me checking. They know send me with US. The server. So you need to and as this common sense you like as I said they will not allow you to get in. Financial institutions, all those government way and I say a private company dealing with people information no. It won't even Ghana enye. Number one. A lot number one. They really care for people. They protect people in terms of their privacy and all the juma ya me ye omo ye juma within those that works in the HR. You know that some people got fired because they saw some people emailing another person's way whether there's something. So they catch it. Hey, this Canada system, America, they protect everything. Do you think the server alone? You see, our money and all those social insurance numbers that we have and all those things. Now the government, they have the security system. That's why there's so much job in that area. That is why there's so much job in computing way, digitized way, all these IT things. That is why. Because they know, say, people are coming from all sorts of places and they vet them, they gone to interview, they have everything on you, they can fire you, your social insurance number, you can, they hold you responsible. Like there's so much they invest in them. They pay a lot to these people. So people don't mess it up. They won't mess up. But the security on those things, like my information through my employer, now who go get them? Well, we here, Juma, even the one in the back office don't see my ID numbers and my certain things because it is coded that it turned into XXX. XXX, I had to say there, our PIN number with the bank. Once you put it in, the agents at the back end don't see it because the company protects you that way. And the people who are responsible for that, they get paid thousands of dollars. It's no. What can he take from me worth as much as what they pay him or her, or their future, their security, pension pay, their health way benefit? No, they're not going to mess that up. So what I say, they won't mess that up or I'm messing it up because there's nothing they can get from me. That's what it is. Nyanko ponshira munyina adeasa yekoda ofori Mandela May God bless you. And I hope next time we'll talk. Some of you, mo bedu a mo ma me hu se mo bedu. Me dey say am afo hu se mo bedu. Mo bedu a mo ma me hu se mo bedu. Nyame nhira mo nyina. Bye bye.